The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So before I even get started, I want to give a shout out to my boy Greg Saudi for donating to the page. I appreciate that, bro. And I also want to give a shout out to Sean Reed Jr. He's the one that's made the thumbnails for the Johnny Olden show and all that. He did those, so shout out to him. I appreciate it, bro. But so let's just get into it. So Michigan has Indiana coming up. Indiana is 9-0 on the season. They got the darling new head coach, Kurt Cignetti. You know, you Google him. That's his thing. Google me. All he does is win, and he's right. You know, so this don't get no easier. And honestly, the pregame analysis for last week is about the same. Yeah, for the most part with these two teams. You know, Indiana's just playing well in general. The defense flies around, creates turnovers. You know, they've got a good defense, good offense, maybe a great offense. You know, it might be great. You know, quarterback Curtis Rourke. What's he got? He's 73% on the year, 2,200 yards, 275 yards a game, 19 TDs, 3 interceptions. He's only been sacked 6 times. You know, they got everything. They got backs. They got stud backs. They got receivers. You know, and some of these kids transferred with him from the school that he was at before. You know, so they know the system, and it's a good system. It's a spread attack, you know, and they're gonna, similar to Oregon. That's why I say you could kind of take Oregon's pregame analysis and put it for this one almost pretty much, because they're gonna do the same type of stuff. They're gonna throw sideways. They're gonna RPO you. They're still gonna run the ball. This is the type of team that make you defend the whole field. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do. So the big thing for Michigan to have a chance, which I'm starting to believe we don't, but I'm still going. we gonna talk about it regardless, because we just so poorly coached. You know, it's really bothering me. But you know, you have to stop the run. One thing you don't want any team to do is be able to run the ball consistently on you. You want to stop the run to make them one-dimensional. So now they have to throw. And you know, once you stop the run to a certain point, they're going to throw. You know they're going to throw. So now you got them playing into your hands. You know, not the other way around. You let them establish the run, then they're going to be doing the little swing passes. Then they're going to start taking their shots deep with the RPOs. It's overwhelming. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? So you have to stop the run, make them one-dimensional. I'm not sure. I heard Jair Hill might play. They say Will Johnson's still not. I'm not sure. For the rest of the season, I'm just counting out Will Johnson unless I hear that they say he's going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, hey. But the thing that worries me is just a lot of bad coaching on defense. You know what I'm saying? Watching the film and seeing guys not taking correct angles, you know, on blocks, not pushing guys, not taking away the outside, trying to force them back inside to their help. You know, it's just a lot of things that it's basic coaching types of thing, you know. And I'm just watching the film, and it's like, man, these dudes are coached. They're poorly coached. So you can't even think about the potential of a lot of these players right now, because the coaching is so bad that they make mistakes, just countless mistakes that you know that they're doing in practice. So I'm not sure if will they be able to stop the run. If they don't, Indiana, they coach Cignetti, and the way he gets down, he seemed like them just running their offense because it's the system is so good and they run it so well that they just gonna keep scoring. You know what I'm saying? Once they get in the groove, once they get in a groove, you're gonna get confused and you're gonna lose confidence because they're gonna start doing whatever they want to do, throwing it sideways, running the ball, throwing the RPOs, taking a deep shot, and they just gonna be eating you up. So the team is just gonna get demoralized on defense, and they're all right. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be getting destroyed, honestly. So it's on Wink to call a good game, but I can't even say call a good game because when you do call a good, okay or good game, all those technique mistakes, they show up. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a chance, somebody's going to make a mistake because they're poorly coached with their technique, not just with the scheme. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So on offense, you know, it seems like they've lost their identity on offense. They don't know what they're trying to do on Michigan. That is, you know. But teams knowing it's Michigan, they're we're prepared. They're gonna be prepared for us to run, you know. And those safeties and linebackers are gonna be triggering fast on run action. I'd love to see more play action. You know, I'd love to see more of the dual back sets with Mullins and Donovan Edwards. You know, I like what I see with the eye candy and things like that. It worked well, especially to get Loveland open. But I'd still like to see more play action. A deep shot. Not a deep shot. I see Marlon Klein on a fly route. Why the hell are you running a fly route with him? He's fast. Okay. They said he was a stud. What does he have on the season? A couple catches? Give me a break. Don't run that boy on no fly route. Don't run that tight end on no fly route. You know what I'm saying? Run somebody fast. Play action, because they're triggering when you see them in that certain defense, because sometimes we get zero coverage because they ain't gonna throw it deep. You know what I'm saying? So put a receiver out there, play action pass, and let's see you take a shot, a deep post, a fly route, a go route, fly route. I don't care what it is. But take your shot. Take a shot. It's not going to hurt. It's just, if you don't get it, it's just another incomplete pass that you get. Like, come on. Like, some of this stuff is like, Kirk Campbell, and somebody said this, you can't keep blaming Kirk Campbell. Sharon hired him, and Sharon is the head coach, bro. So I'm getting tired of talking about Kirk Campbell. You right, I'm tired of talking about him. I'm about to move on to you, Sharon. Hey, it is what it is. You letting this scheme come out with this garbage on offense. You know what I'm saying? Simple, basic coaching 101 type things we don't see. You know what I'm saying? And now it looks like you've lost your run identity. You know, part of that is Orgy's not in. You know, Mullins and Edwards had probably some of their best games when Orgy was in, you know, the threat of him keeping it on the read. But you got to be able to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to establish the run regardless, because Davis Warren isn't a quarterback where you want to put it all on him. You know, and honestly, I don't think you can call a good enough game to put it all on him if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Campbell or Sharon, whoever it is, you know, One week people say that's Sharon calling, next week it's Kirk. And I'm just gonna say both of y'all, whoever it is. I don't think you can call a good enough game at this present time. To put it all on one guy's back. You have to establish the run. You need the help in the run game. And if you can't run the ball consistently, you need extensions of the run game. I'm so tired of saying this stuff. Because you got dudes that get paid millions, but they don't know. The fact that we're struggling to run the ball and we haven't seen a screen since 2022 playing Illinois is wild to me. Ain't no reason we shouldn't see a running back screen. We should see a running back screen the way we're set up this year at least 2-3 times a game. Especially when Evan Link was in and we were barbecue chicken against the pass rush. There's no excuse to not see a running back screen. Because that's a way you can get the ball and Donovan or Mullins or maybe even one of the other backs get the ball with some blockers with some space. Some of this stuff is mind-boggling to me. I'm going to keep it real. Some of this stuff is mind-boggling to me that we don't see it. It is. Like, I don't know what to say. The fact that we don't see a screen, the way we're struggling to run the ball consistently, how we struggle throwing downfield consistently, you don't even try. Well, you don't have to just run screens for Loveland or Tyler Morris. Run a running back screen for Donovan Edwards, Khalil Mullins. Hey, Benjamin Hall. You get what I'm saying? So stuff like that, it just don't make no sense. If you can't run the ball, you need to find extensions of the running game. Not just screens to your receivers, to your backs. They might get a good screen and that gets them some mojo going. Since they struggling, but you have to be consistent with what you're trying to do. Last week, Kirk Campbell got ahead of himself with the jet sweeps and doing some of the trickeration. No, you have to, first things first, establish your identity. You failed to do that. You wanted to go tricky first. So you end up losing your identity. You know what I'm saying? First thing first, establish your identity, the run. You can still, and this is coaching 101 right here. You establish the run, but while you're establishing it, you still bring that jet sweep. You're setting it up for later, bucko. You're setting it up for later. You giving it to him right off the bat. No, that's not what you do. You bring the motion. You still bring the orbital motion, the jet sweep motion, but you hand it off to Mullins. You hand it off to Donovan Edwards. Then the next time you do it again, you still might not give it to the jet sweep. Then the next time you might fake it to the jet sweep and throw something to Loveland or throw a deep bomb. Now they're like, okay, what are they doing with this? It's making them, they're watching it. Okay, the fourth time, now I give it to them. After I done ran 2-3 variations off of that jet sweep orbital motion. You set it up first by just letting them see it. Let me stop. I don't get paid millions to tell. Let me stop. I don't get paid millions to tell all this now. But to me, it's coaching 101 to me. That's how you set that stuff up. But, you constantly bring it and do different things off of it. But whatever, But to me, in this one, if Kirk Campbell doesn't have a good game plan, if Wink, they're so poorly coached. It's just hard to keep a team down when you're so poorly coached. I can sit on here and give a game plan of how Michigan could do or things that they would or should, but The play calling is so inconsistent on offense and defense, and you see how poorly coached they are on offense and defense and special teams. It's just like, bro, the only hope that you get is when the players just show some heart and kind of execute on their own. But the coordinators, they're not gonna. They just don't call a good enough game consistently, and then the actual coaching that's being done in practice, it has to be horrible where they don't know that you miss the little things, that you take for granted. They miss all of those, the angles, the way to shed blocks, the way to take on a block and having that outside arm to push a guy back into the inside, things like that. If you're rushing the passer, don't try to come inside when you're the outside contain man. So many times we lost contain on defense. It's just bad to watch, bro. It's like, man, these dudes know they can't coach. So that's the thing. If Michigan finds a way to pull this out, hey, I'll come on here and say thank God we finally saw a complete game out of Michigan. And that's the only way we're going to beat Indiana or anybody left, even Northwestern. Because you can be less talented and be more fundamentally sound, better coached, have better technique, and you can beat a more talented team. We're so poorly coached on offense and defense and special teams right now that we could lose every game. And I said this a long time ago, but the more I watch and the more I see breakdowns of it, I'm just like, boy, this is bad, And so I'd love to see them put a complete game. Davis Warren played well last week. He played well. But can Kirk Campbell consistently call a good game for him? I don't know. We see the stuff that he'll just let's do this trick play. That had to be the worst timing for that trick play I've ever seen. But this is the offensive coordinator, so that's his mindset. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting. I'm really just waiting for this season to be over. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Just to my joy and happiness is gonna be seeing who gets fired. That's what I'm waiting on. Some people want a bowl game. I don't want one. This is me. My opinion. I don't care what anybody says or thinks. This is my opinion. I don't want a bowl game. Why? More practices? I'm good. I don't need to see them. I don't want to hear about these guys that can't coaching players that might be here next year in more practices. I'm straight. They don't need no more practices. Nope. You need to clean house. You know what I'm saying? Ain't worried about no bowl game and bowl game practices or the who cares bowl and this is a joke bowl. I'm straight. That's me. I'm ready to see who leaves. It's time to take out the trash. That's what I'm ready for. I don't care about no bowl game. I've said this for a minute now. It's about the playoff. I don't care about those bowl games. Some people do. I don't. This isn't that anymore. This isn't 2000s. This isn't 1997 or 8 or something like that where, bowl game, there's only one championship. No, this is playoffs time. When the playoffs started and we were able to get up there like that, it's all about playoffs. We're not in the playoffs. That bowl game don't mean much to me. I'm sorry. That's me, though. And as bad as these coaches are, soon as possible, I want them fired and away from those young men. No, I don't want y'all around them young men trying to coach them some more for the bowl game and nothing. I want them gone as soon as possible. That's just me, you know. No. Coaching is too bad, too ridiculous. Bye-bye, you know. But that's really what I got for this one. Indiana, you know, yeah, I can lay out the game plan to try to slow them down like I did, but we're just so poorly coached. I don't see it happening. Kirk Cignetti has them boys hungry, and they know what they're doing in that scheme. They know what they're doing. They executing. Football is about execution, discipline, being fundamentally sound, and they're all three of those. So, and then on the other end, we're not well coached. We're not very disciplined. Only thing we got is talent, and we on defense for the most part. You know, they got more talent than us on offense. So I don't see how Michigan can win it being this poorly coached. Even with the dogs that they have on defense, but it don't matter. They're poorly coached. So that's what I got for this one, y'all. I hate it, but hey, this is reality right now. You know, so like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan